This was a substitution after rosters were supposed to be declared. That's basically the ruling here, and unlike the TDK situation where they lost 3 bans, Hai was a rostered player, so it's a lesser punishment, so they will get 1 ban this game. Also nice for Cloud9, they will be blue side, so they can ban 1, pick 1, and kind of remove some of the options Liquid would like to go for. And the question is now on 5-12, exactly how will C9 approach this game.
I guess they're going to lose the second 2 bans instead of the first one.
Yeah, well, it's always how the graphic shows up. They've already lost. They've AFK'd through the first 2 bans now. Team Liquid, their second ban, Ryze and Kalista. Now C9 gets their first and final ban here, and we'll move on to the rest of Champion Select. Of course, C9 able to pivot off the fact they see Ryze and Kalista gone. They say no Sivir for Piglet with the Kalista ban. Alistar and Ezreal, the big 2, I think, still on the table.
Yeah.
Like with all the junglers up, that wouldn't be one you'd look to rush for right now.
I feel like, especially since Team Liquid are really big fans of playing team fight compositions, combo compositions, where they have big AoE spells, they would want to ban out the Alistar. But they decide to go for Rumble for balls instead, and Cloud9 get the combo breaker, best champion to have against those AoE team fights. So I suspect Team Liquid will go with a different strategy than we saw the last couple of weeks from them, because they've really been trending towards the Sejuani comboed with things like Rumble. But going to be that massive front line locked in that we saw TSM just use, Gragas and Nautilus. Very big bodies here. Yeah, really big bodies, absolutely. And I'm a little bit surprised though to see these be the picks with, I guess if they really consider Nautilus the best top laner in the game right now. Otherwise, you know, a lot of supports left from the pool. You get support, whatever support you want now for Team Liquid. There's no possible way to steal that unless Balls plays it. And with no jungle bans, like Rek'Sai is still up, Nidalee is still up, but Gragas is the pick here for IWillDominate. So flexible picks, big tanks in the front line. We'll see where they go later. Yeah, as is Ezreal once again. We'll see if these mid laners have put any time in on it, because he's definitely powerful. Definitely, but I feel like FeniX and Azir just go together like American flags and freedom in this one. No, he's not going to go for it, actually. Annie Corki picked up here, which means unless Annie's going mid, we're definitely seeing Nautilus top. A very aggressive bot lane down here for Team Liquid, and they'll save FeniX for last. Interesting. Also, since it's magic damage heavy, maybe not a magic damage mid laner for Team Liquid. True. Because, yeah, jungle and you have Corki on the team. I would actually want some attack damage from the mid lane if I'm Team Liquid. Varus? Varus and Jace are both pretty strong right now. They're both very similar as well in playstyle to go along with Corki Pope. Incarnation plays Twisted Fate, and Balls is going to get Fizz in the top lane here. So very aggressive team, a lot of movements around the map. Hai will make his jungle debut on Rek'Sai. We saw that locked in a little bit ago. And Cloud9 look like they're going to be very good at sieging. I mean, you talk about Hai getting a lot better at shot calling. Well, how about a team with 3 globals and the best turret killing in the game? Yeah, I feel like for rotation. Yeah, Cloud9 are going to have some really, really high movement in the early and mid game here. Not only do they have Twisted Fate and Tristana for knocking down turrets, but Alistar for diving turrets as well. Yeah. So they have a lot of options here. Very flexible team from Cloud9, especially with Rek'Sai Global Teleport. So yeah, they have plenty of moves that they can make. Let's see what AD Team Liquid decide to go with mid. Hovering on the Zed, I doubt that is the case. I don't know, I like seeing Assassins come back in, but we'll have to see. Team Liquid taking plenty of time. The hover on Zed lasting a very long time. Xpecial gonna betray that they're gonna go for Yasuo, actually. All right. Nautilus and Gragas for the knockups here. Definitely synergy exists, and FeniX. We played what I imagine is his first Yasuo game of the split. I don't remember seeing him play this before, but certainly going to be available to make a lot of plays. All right, yeah, let's see how this works into Twisted Fate with the Rek'Sai jungle. I mean, we always mention these are the top 2 early ganking junglers that do build Cinderhooks, so the mid lane definitely going to be swung pretty heavily. Yasuo, if he ever does get a lead, comes hard to get back under control. Yeah, it's interesting because he's gonna be becoming a split pusher at some point during the game, but you've got TF with great wave clear and Fizz, who I feel like would be a good duelist in his own right. And we'll see how his split pushing opponents actually pair up as time goes on. Yeah, also the thing about Yasuo into TF is that TF's stun is telegraphed because you have to pick your card, and Yasuo can see your card. Yeah. If you lock in yellow, it's so easy for Yasuo to deny the stun, and it really takes away a lot of the threat from TF, you know, in the 1 versus 1 situation. So it's going to have to be jungler intervention if they do turn it.
Yeah, it is going to be one to watch for. I know that sometimes Windwall will fail to block gold card, though, so we'll have to see. Like, sometimes you see the Windwall come out and the stun comes through. Yeah, honestly, Windwall seems to not work well with targeted stuns. We'll see what happens in the game, though. Who do you guys think is going to come out and win this one? Send hashtag C9win or hashtag TLWin to @LOLesports. Let us know who you think is going to take this one down. High's premier jungle debut up against an inconsistent Team Liquid in Cloud9, hoping to turn their tables around now. We are into the game.
All right, so it is going to be a boot start as well for FeniX going up against TF. Let's see what type of pressure he decides to go with. Most Yasuo's pretty common now, maxing E.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of permutations on it.
Yeah,
some go like 3 points.
Yeah, just a few. It all depends about what kind of early aggression he wants to go for. Also seen level 2 all-in. He does not have Ignite.
Yeah. Exhaust is also one that I've seen grow a bit more common. We've seen both, but...
Especially if he wants to get to the point where he will be able to split. Exhaust is always great.
30 seconds until
helps you win the duels. We'll see if that ends up being the case for him. Of course, the rest of Team Liquid, not a lot of great wave clear. Corki and Gragas are okay at it. I would say they're slightly above average, but not the best. And Team Liquid may be safe to play defensively while they wait for FeniX's split push to go down. High on Rek'Sai. I'm going to get that one wrong, I'm sure. We're going to see the mid laner make plays, and I'll say it's high, but it's not. So, forewarned, I will make that one wrong.
I do feel like there should be a lot of pressure mid from Team Liquid. And if Yasuo does get some help on Twisted Fate, especially from a Gragas,
yeah,
you could really take away a lot of the threat of the early TF teleports if you pressure him early.
Yeah, what do you think of the odds we see a body slam flash as soon as FeniX hits 6?
Yeah.
Just to be like, last breath, instantly.
Or even just an ultimate from the Fog of War.
True. Yeah, all options. Incarnation holding his cards for as long as possible. Doesn't even use them, so wants to play the lane a bit more passively. He's jumping in, using the shield pretty easily to deal a couple hundred damage, and that's pretty much just Yasuo things. Now, it's worth pointing out, by the way, boots are actually kind of a regen item for Yasuo, because distance traveled turns into flow, turns into the shield. And so, basically just beats Doran's shield in that regard.
LemonNation coming around for that early mid pressure. Lane swap here allows him to have some freedom. They're actually going to collapse with 3.
Yeah, he was given the entire Gromp right here. Nice flash by FeniX. It's away from the Pulverize. And the ball's high roam, doing their best TSM impression. Not going to work.
That was really well played by FeniX to be able to get out of that very, very small window of opportunity. Alistar was level 2, had everything available. But FeniX able to slide out and avoid the excessive pressure on mid lane. Meanwhile, the split push for both sides going fairly standard. Team Liquid, they did start out with double jungle, as is extremely common now. Mid lane or top laner and jungle, so not really gonna have to alter their path. And everybody going to collapse onto their turrets with the creep waves. I think he should be able to take down the turret pretty quickly, even with champion damage reduction still in effect.
And High's late to the party with that one. Looks like he's just taking Scuttler and not helping his team knock the turret down, which will be fine since Team Liquid are not defending that one. Meanwhile, Team Liquid doing pretty much the exact same thing on the bottom side. Showing up about a wave later, but all should be well. Yeah, so definitely the turret kill. They did not need High. He's going to show up to take Krugs, I guess, but the 3 were enough. They do not donate the gold to anyone in particular.
High
balls will share it.
Yeah, High has, you know, gotten the CS lead in the jungle, both because of the initial jungle sharing by Quas and Dominate and the Tristana effect, not needing him to take down the turret. No shenanigans of anybody trying to sneak 3 people in to defend, though.
Yeah. So, simple, clean trade. Team Liquid will knock the turret down on this back half of the wave. There's the last few auto attacks. Piglet, it's going to freeze, actually. All will be fine. All right, so back to an equal gold game. The slightest of leads for Team Liquid as FeniX is beating up Incarnation slightly.
and without flash still. Now, he does have wards in fairly deep on the red side jungle, so that Wraith Camp ward is going to do wonders for him in the mid lane as well. Just hovered down to the bottom side.
It's crazy because the wards are even mirrored for both these sides, actually. They both have that Wraith Brush ward. Yeah. Teams are playing so similarly.
I think that the big difference so far is up in the top lane. Quas is going to have the experience advantage now, or Balls, excuse me. Balls does have the lane pushing against him, and he got there first, so he's a slight experience advantage. But the thing is, wasn't able to purchase any combat stats. He's still just sitting on all those regen items. So Quas is coming in with the power of 2 Doran's rings.
Yeah, Balls didn't recall off the early push. So.
Yeah, and that's how he got there to the lane faster. So he's basically trading the level advantage for the extra purchase advantage that Quas is going to go with.
You can see Quas just shoving the lane out, trying to make it reset as soon as possible.
It's actually fairly dangerous to do that because Cloud9 should know that that is Quas's idea, and that is his, and they do know. They're going to try and punch him for it.
Flash knockup. There's his flash down. The shield already popped. 150 health left on him. A nice slow. But of course, there was no turret. Highs burrows up in a couple of seconds. Another nice anchor toss. The Q didn't seem to land from Fizz.
Don't think they're going to.
Wow. Quas gets away with it. But of course, top lane's still frozen.
So yeah, that was a good idea by High. I think he could have been there a little bit earlier, though, because they know that Team Liquid's only choice here is to try and get that to reset. They can't afford to have a lane frozen up at the turret. And he wasn't quite there, but good adaptation once they saw him move up. Went for the play, not able to capitalize.
Well, at least they got his
flash.
And an ignite from Balls, keep in mind. So actually a bit of a summer spell deficit. LemonNation, they're taking a lot of damage. Exhaust used on Piglet. They try to lower his damage output a little bit more. Another flash out from LemonNation. A lot of summoners lost by C9. This Team Liquid duo doing very well.
Yeah, and since the junglers have been called top here, they are very well aware that they are free to go aggressive. Junglers trying to have a little exchange over wards in the river, allowing all lanes to play to their advantage.
Careful, IWillDominate. Okay, he's going to jump the wall, all is well. Quick ward clear. And of course, with top lane turret dead, Dominate will have to spend a bit more time warding up the top lane to keep Quas safe. There's one in Tribrush doing just that. He tried to get ward control in the river as well, and even Xpecial running around to this side of the map.
All right, Incarnation at the moment does still have his flash, but you have to be very careful about a 100% to 0 full combo from Yasuo Gragas.
Yeah.
Or even if Quas decides to come in. Well, he's only level 4 right now, so.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I feel like Incarnation might rush his Zhonya's via the fact that he got a second Doran's ring for the, I assume, the mana regen. And maybe that'll help him survive FeniX. We'll see what his build ends up actually being, but right now Team Liquid still feel like the team that are ahead. They forced the C9 bot lane back. They're going for Dragon off that, and they've already got the ward control.
I assume that the changes to crowd control layering also covered up the fluke where you could spam Zhonya's to get out of the knock-up combo from Yasuo.
That's been long gone to my knowledge.
Glad about that.
Yep.
One bug down.
One bug down. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai's still in the game, so, you know, still some of that. Maybe not a bug. All right.
She's a
land shark?
Yeah.
Void shark? You're right about that one. That was an incorrect assessment. I apologize, Rek'Sai. You're not a bug. Please don't eat me.
As long as you refer to her as a she, then we're all good. Look at that, though. Again, another lane of experience here for Cloud9 where Balls is up there by himself in the top lane.
Yeah, Quas is just double jungling still.
Quas is getting really far behind. He's gotten to the point where he can't actually lane 1 versus 1 successfully. Well, versus anyone in the game, much less Balls, who's a level 6 solo Fizz here. So this could get to be a problem. The thing is that Balls does not have deep wards, and it's going to be really hard for him to do anything about denying this big wave that he's trying to shove into the turret. So Quas will be able to recoup a decent amount once this wave does get pushed to the second turret, but definitely working with the deficit here.
And right there, Team Liquid pinged the one pink ward that Cloud9 even have to defend the top lane there. The rest of it is mostly dark. Just to sort of recap just how big the level disparity was, it's 7-6 versus 5-4. This will get shored up a little bit here, but I mean, a very massive level advantage for Cloud9, and so far, a 1,000 gold lead for them as well certainly looks pretty damn good for the resource allocation of C9.
Yeah, Dominate even leached about half of that big giant wave of experience there as well. You do get bonus for having 2 people, but
yeah. They'll both hit 6 soon. Dom's about a camp away, and Quas is going to get it off this wave. So finally, the ultimates will come in. Of course, Dragon's down for a while. That was picked up by Team Liquid minutes ago.
All right, so moving forward in this game, I really do want to see Cloud9 work around their biggest tool, which is this Fizz that's so massively ahead. Combo this with a TF who's gone Sheen early. That's a really high impact teleport that you can have from the mid lane, and it doesn't even have to be Rek'Sai early game aggression. This could be solo laners taking over the game. If they combo, they have a really, really big advantage that Cloud9 could pressure on that side of the map. High was up on that side, but no extra wards to speak of that he could drop off in enemy territory so that Cloud9 could further press their advantage.
Alright, so Cloud9 still just trying to play the ward game as best as they can. Bot lane not looking great. Xpecial will land LemonNation, forcing him to pop his ulti. TP comes in from this hyper-powered Fizz. They look for Xpecial, and he does have Flash. He flashes towards the river. Fizz Shark is on, and it's going to find Quas for a bit more damage. Pops the shield, flashes the wall. Counter engage on the balls. The knockup goes through. First blood goes through to IWillDominate. And will the fight continue? Gold card just barely nicks him over the wind wall. I'm not sure how, but Xpecial knocked around. The kill goes back through. Sneaky helps with the assist as the kill goes through to LemonNation. Flash of the wall. FeniX goes down. Can't quite get the tornado off. Now 3 members alive under the turret, low on health. Patience will let C9 get all 3 of these kills.
They're trapped, Phreak. They're keeping them trapped inside.
But they go early. LemonNation doesn't have an ultimate. He just goes in, gets himself killed for it, and Piglet and Dominate fighting back. It's a 1-for-1 so far. The kills will come through. They get all 3 indeed. That's going to be a massive fight for C9.
Great call for the sacrifice right there. And we may even already be seeing the effects of High back on the team, going for that play. LemonNation very willing to sacrifice himself as Alistar, even without the ultimate, for the successful pickup of 3 extra kills for Cloud9. Now, the initial teleport down, the reason Team Liquid were able to get first blood out of this is because Incarnation chunked Piglet. He went up towards Piglet here, as we'll see shortly. Okay, so everybody's fighting basically all the way down the river and the double teleports channel. But Incarnation goes for Piglet, so he chunks him out of the fight. Isn't able to get the kill, but he's out of the fight and burned his flash. This opens up, you know, for the slight advantage for Team Liquid while Incarnation is on the bottom side to pick up that first blood. But over-aggression here by Team Liquid. They don't respect the double knockups here. Rek'Sai into Alistar, and Sneaky's able to get some resets on the Tristana. Obviously then,
the wave is far enough away, it would take another 10 seconds. They decide, yeah, just go now.
Yeah. So LemonNation, oh, so he got the knockup, and then he headbutted into the wall for the extra little recoil on the wall here. And some tower jumping, aggro, juggling. You always want to juggle the aggro with your ranged champions first, because they can commit to the fight for much longer and stay on that border of the range of the turret to be able to exit without taking the critical blow, whereas your melee champions lose a lot of DPS time if you force them to tank it. So good decisions there from C9.
And it gives Sneaky a 12 or 13-minute Infinity Edge. I mean, that is a very far ahead Tristana, 2-0 and 2. Everyone's spent all their gold recently, not a lot of gold left in the coffers, so seeing the gold represented pretty well in the inventories. And yeah, you mentioned the effects of High looking good. 2,500 gold lead for Cloud9, which is so rare to see them have.
Yeah, I mean, we're always sort of just guessing at what calls he is making and, you know, what things to attribute to High and what things, you know, may have been done anyway. But that re-engage after they had lost the first blood was definitely a turning point.
I mean, you can't deny this is one of the best early games we've seen C9 have all split long.
Yeah, they've had terrible early games.
Yeah.
For, well, beginning of the split.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like old Cloud9, right? Like, Incarnation was always a slightly better player than High mechanically as far as champion controls go. As long as High's having close enough impact to Meteos, and that was the question I had, as long as that's close, you just gain the benefit of High shot calling. So far, so good for C9. We'll see if this continues. Team Liquid, of course, a very gritty team themselves. Jat mentioned a lot of the gold metrics. Team Liquid are the consistently best early game team in the North American LCS. The fact that C9's even beating up them is continually impressive.
Yeah, gonna put a dent in that stat, the gold differential at 10. Cloud9 gonna be able to even up the dragons here as with all the extra. Ooh, wow. LemonNation goes on Piglet once again. He knows the flash is still down because he burned it last time.
Careful though, because he's gonna get jumped on right there. Dominate trades the kill back. LemonNation had to flash to make that kill even happen. A bit over aggressive by Incarnation, to be honest.
And I put a lot of value on my Alistar flash as well. It's a pretty big high value resource that Cloud9 did use there in an exchange 1-for-1. And turrets are going to be exchanged as well.
Yeah, good roam by Xpecial. He's going to help make sure top lane goes down. The money all goes to Quas. 275 to him for that one. Resources remain traded, actually. Just the one good team fight has really put C9 ahead, but otherwise, fairly close trades overall. Ball somehow is actually 0-1-0. He was killed first in that team fight, so the advantage he got from the lane has been diffused somewhat. Actually, gold-wise, he's tied with Quas.
Yeah, still experience advantage.
Absolutely.
So there is something to be said for that. However, he's well on his way to that Trinity Force. And he will be able to...
600 gold short of that.
Not only pose a huge threat to Piglet, but FeniX as well. Fizz is actually very good against Yasuo because he doesn't care much about the wind wall. You can get really, really close in there and just beat him with melee abilities.
Yeah,
just toe-to-toe, he takes him out.
Absolutely. So something scary here. FeniX, static shift done, going for what could be Infinity after Bloodthirster. I've been seeing Bloodthirster more frequently, and the lifesteal may help him a lot in these fights. Keep in mind, it is Bruiser Fizz most likely, so the total damage output starts going down.
Ooh, look at this interesting. They've got Annie and Nautilus trailing behind that haven't been seen in the lane. So FeniX is sort of baiting here. Xpecial and Quas were trailing behind with their minion wave. Now they get seen by taking out a ward.
Flash ult. Incarnation, that's not going to be last breath, as Incarnation's flash gets him under turret range, and that's too much for Team Liquid to bear. Eye is around. Tremor Sense must have seen Xpecial by now, and going to keep the team a little bit more defensively. But Nautilus ult for TF Flash, definitely a good cooldown trade.
I wonder what Hai's going to do with this longsword that he's been packing as well. Because generally after you build your Cinderhulk, you really want to stack more health to get value out of the passive.
Yeah.
Now, he can build it into a Phage and then go into the Black Cleaver, which is all right.
Yeah, it seems weird with so little attack damage on his team. Fizz 50-50, and
he may have also purchased it on sort of accident because he's been playing so much casual league and so much
full AD everything.
Yeah, exactly. And solo queue and casual, you usually want to go damage. But he's switched over and he's built full defense since then. So it's just fine. He's got the magic resist. Oh, it's actually a pretty big teamfight power spike for Cloud9. They get the Trinity Force at the same time. They get the Aegis of the Legion. So they have the magic resist aura as well as big backline threat with Balls, who also has teleport ready.
All right, well, thankfully for these teams, though, there's nothing really to fight for. Dragon's still down for a good long time, and it seems like the Corki wave clears plenty to keep C9 from pushing. And until we see these elongated lanes get abused by TF ult,
yeah, well,
there'll be a lot of plays to be made.
Cloud9's strategy is to sort of force that style there. They've got this Fizz to work with. You have him split push, and you can sort of draw Team Liquid apart. Nobody on Team Liquid can 1-versus-1 Balls at the moment with the Trinity Force spike. So he's really just looking for suckers to take out. He's looking for a mark.
Wayward seafarers to...
But all his patience is only going to lose him money, and he eventually gets bored of it.
That's not how patience normally work. I thought you're supposed to earn money off those. Is it malpractice? Thank you, Kofi, for the genuine laugh.
At first, I thought you were going a different direction with it. So the turn there was good.
Thank you.
Thought you were going to do something lame with... Never mind.
All right.
Let's look
at puns from me. Never. That doesn't happen at all.
Let's take a look at what kind of vision control Cloud9 can do to support the split push, so they can draw the map out, so they can make a TF play. LemonNation's getting it done now. He's trying to get that first line in there. The first line is always the most difficult.
Yeah. And Dominate's doing a great job of continually smiting things to keep the Raptor buff up. The defensive pink ward of the blue buff as
Smiting
well.
things. You have to smite Raptor to get the Raptor buff.
You're right about that one. Specifically the Raptors. Apologize, Ms. Raptor.
They're things as well.
I suppose so. A little bit of chunks going down, though. Sneaky with the explosive charge doing some damage to the mid turret. The very slow whittling is happening. Keep in mind it is Lichbane Twisted Fate. Oh, hi! With the blue buff steal.
All right, that was pure luck. We're not going to give credit for that. I can take this chance to apologize to Dominate for last weekend, though. I called him out for smiting early and losing a dragon, but it wasn't his smite. It was the opponent's smite. But this one, that was his smite.
Yeah. I mean, who else is going to get blue buff? I guess they want to give it to Piglet, right? Piglet's like the only good blue buff user here on Team Liquid, like maybe Quas.
Yeah, and it's not a tremendous factor in this game.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal for either of them.
Because it's just a blue buff on Rek'Sai
right.
and a blue buff not on Gragas. But that is the most interesting confrontation that we've had in the last few minutes. So
True.
Let's see if Balls back at his split pushing duties. He can get anything done. Interesting how they have TF bottom. They don't want to, combine TF with the Fizz for one of those solo lane combo plays that we were looking for. They're actually just opting for the 1-3-1 to try and get that full map pressure and contain Team Liquid. The thing is, the secondary turrets are so hard to chip away at because of the shields and because they have, Corki in mid, as you said, the wave clear is working out for them, even with the Tristana trying to pressure. It's slow going for Cloud9 here with the 1-3-1.
And yeah, it's worth pointing out that even though you're talking about spreading out these lanes, looking for picks, trying to deny farm, even though farm's going to different places, like Balls is really far ahead of Quas, the gold's staying the same. Team Liquid's finding the same amount of farm that Cloud9's finding, just on different sources here. So there's no stretching of gold leads by being the advantageous team. The game is essentially the same for the last 6 minutes. Dragon's back up, but Scuttler already went to FeniX from Team Liquid. We'll see if C9 even continue to play this style to look for an open lane. And they are going to look for Quas right here. Shark is on, half HP. Lichbane, a lot of damage. Quas got nowhere to go, but Balls is quite injured. Gets away.
Patience is a virtue, Phreak. I finally get my double solo lane play there. Cloud9 are able to make it happen. They combine for the play up top, get the kill, get the turret. They're going to go for inhibitor turret while Team Liquid take Dragon number 2 here. These are recalls. These are 2 Sheen-empowered solo laners, guys.
Yeah. Easy to clear turrets, easy to clear waves. It's going to be starting to get low. And looks like the recalls got stopped. Cloud9 stopped the recalls. No one got back until just now. Mid lane outer goes down as well. And Cloud9, they sacrifice the dragon. They give that one away. But Incarnation gets jumped on by Xpecial. The fight continues. They turn right back around. One picked up. Piglet on the chase. Misses the Q. But he's going to get the double kill. Yes, he will. Double for Piglet.
All right. So they get the 2 for 1. And they are able to take down, the 2 high-level Cloud9 members. But all in all, one of the big objective-based plays that we have missed from Cloud9 for a lot of the beginning of the split.
Yeah. That was a nice, clever one.
Does help that they have a really strong split pusher and a decently strong TF, though.
But it's worth pointing out the backside of what happened there because of the overstay of C9. They're nearly going to lose bot outer turret. They do so. They actually get FeniX back. All right, a lot of overstaying in this game, but it turns into a 4,000 gold instead of 2,000 with a dragon being taken for Team Liquid.
Yeah, they do give up a lot of map control with FeniX being down right now, though.
Oh, and Balls is on the hunt yet again.
Got enough Quas.
They're going to find him. Balls losing a lot of health. Puts the Shark down onto Xpecial. Stays alive so far with Playful Trickster. Battle continues. Quas does not have that much damage, though. He's not going to kill off Balls. That's the wrong place to go for Quas. Fight continues. High gets away after stopping IWillDominate, but LemonNation, 1 hit away from dead. Phosphor Bomb won't hit. The rocket won't do enough damage either. And a 12 health cow walks away. Does not get turned into ground beef. Will not become a hamburger. And Team Liquid goes hungry.
Cloud9 keep having a high health member come in and stand in, try and hold the front line to allow the low health members to escape out the back there, and they leave no man behind. Even Lemon got out there. What a successful extraction mission there for Cloud9. And they even were able to successfully grab that kill, even with a couple of flubs as far as the individual plays during that chase. Team Liquid unable to get one on the exit there, and Cloud9 strong hold on the game here. Let's see if they can puff up those wards inside Team Liquid's jungle, because there still are 2 more secondary turrets that they can work with. The neutral objectives, at this point, they can start trying to bait Team Liquid over towards Baron, but still, the biggest success is probably going to come with those side lane plays and utilizing the TF ultimate.
All right, well, ulti is back up. Of course, went cooldown boots, so that'll be up frequently throughout this game. Now, the last play was made, though, because they knew all of Team Liquid was going to be down by the Dragon Pit. And hey, look, we all run top. Easy peasy, not hard to do. They still got 4.5 minutes till that Dragon comes back up, and Team Liquid can't easily go for Baron.
I do really like using dragons in those scenarios as bait, because Dragon number 2 worth very little to the team.
That's fine.
When both teams have split the first 2 dragons.
Yeah, Dragon 2 means so little.
Giving it away to pull off a play on the opposite side of the map is definitely, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really clever. Problem is, that was the only time we've seen that play really forced. When Incarnation went for it against Piglet, like way over in like the right-hand side, like 15 minutes ago, it basically backfired. He lost LemonNation's flash for a 1-for-1. Otherwise, the invented picks, the ones out of thin air, really haven't been happening for Cloud9 so far. They stay on now a 5,000 gold lead, though it has grown slightly thanks to partially the TF passive.
Well, right now they are able to retain their true sight around Baron while pushing up both waves. So Cloud9, what they're doing is prepping their... People always throw around the term side wave control. They're getting balls into position to pull off the play right now. Plus they have Rek'Sai top, who will be able to join. He's got a decent defensive network of tunnels.
It's worth pointing out, though, Balls does not have teleport for the next 2 minutes, though. So when Quas looks to answer that push, Team Liquid can make a 5v4 that C9 cannot answer.
Their ward coverage is okay to support Balls, but not the best. 1 minute and 24 seconds left on Dragon.
Yeah, well, highest sold the longsword, double cloth armor here. Locket, Ninja Tabby, and the makings of Frozen Heart or Randuin's. My vote goes to Randuin's. We'll see.
Phreak.
Incarnation has now added his own news hourglass.
All right. Well. All right. They are just trying to wait for Balls teleport to come back up and retain that vision control. Then it looks like.
C9 are crushing this vision control. You said they were controlling Baron, but they're maintaining this here. 3 wards just got killed. 2 more got put down. Team Liquid have no good way of checking this. They've got an on cooldown blue trinket from Piglet, and that's kind of it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it from Team Liquid's point of view, because that's the really difficult position to look at it from. Since if you do even try and make a move out to regain vision control of Baron for even a moment, this Cloud9 team can so quickly take down secondary turrets. Tristana, 2 Sheen empowered solo laners. If anybody gets a minion wave close, you will be in big trouble. They are making the press for Baron control here, though. Balls is going to take a turret in response, and we're seeing it play out right now. They make the press for vision around Baron, and it costs you a turret. Exactly.
Yeah. And this feels like high things, right? It's like, okay, look, we did a good job of getting Baron control. We'll let you get it back for a turret. And that's the only way Team Liquid was going to get that turret or that Baron control back here. Like, we'll let you get Baron, we'll let you get Dragon, but we'll take 2 turrets for it.
And the reason it's such a good trade, because they can just retake control whenever they want. All you have to do...
Okay, go ahead. All you have to do is?
Yeah, all you have to do is pull Balls off of split push duty, and all of a sudden, you have teamfight prowess here, so you're allowed to re-clear the Baron, and Team Liquid effectively gained nothing for that exchange.
Yeah, they got peace of mind for 40 seconds. That's really just not that useful here. Now, Balls was allowed to get his teleport back. Team Liquid did not get to make a play for the entirety of Balls' teleport cooldown. We're really not seeing decisive playmaking in the mid game, despite having any Gragas, like Nautilus and Yasuo. Like, there's so much engaged for Team Liquid, and none of it's happening.
Yeah.
They haven't even bought any move speed buffs yet. There's no Righteous Glory.
So TF at this point would still have to walk, a decent way into the jungle to make a teleport all the way to Dragon. but Team Liquid aren't able to put out enough pressure to even force that play. So again, not only do they lose side wave control on both side lanes, but they also lose the dragon here. Cloud9 look to be back in form already.
And High's gone deathless as well. I mean,
yeah, this is Team Liquid, by the way. This is High coming back in, first game back on Cloud9 in the LCS, and they're playing against a team that's tied for #2 up at the top of the standings.
yeah. Well, they were 6-4 coming in. They're actually 1 game behind second. They're the one team that
yeah, you're right.
They've had so many like
out.
throwing games. Like they nearly beat TSM, they nearly beat Dignitas. They look like that team though. They look like one of those top 3 teams. Right now, though, Cloud9 really holding him back here. Baron being attempted. Knockup comes in. LemonNation buying as much time as he can, but Dominate is in range to steal, so C9 pulls off. The kill goes through the hook onto balls. In comes FeniX as well. Whoa, a 2 for 0. Team Liquid get back in.
They've got the combo, and they get 2 very easy picks there for Team Liquid. When Cloud9 finally pull the trigger on Baron, that's probably going to cost them Baron here. Interesting teleport play. They want to trade Baron for an inhibitor. That would buy them some time. Team Liquid, all they have to do is finish off the Baron, though. That's a bunch of gold. They'll have Baron-empowered recalls, and then they'll be able to shove up with the Baron buff. So, yes, Cloud9 are going to try and get that inhibitor, and they will get it off of the trade, but it's a very... Yeah, all right. Resign yourself to death, my friend.
Give an assist. Give an assist. FeniX, team play. He's trying. All right, solo kill. Hey, that's good by Incarnation. No assist to IWillDominate.
All right, let's see what they can. Let's see what they can do with the Baron buff, though.
Yeah, because they're sitting on a 5,000 gold deficit and a top inhibitor dead, which can matter. So with Baron, how much gold can Team Liquid get back?
I expect to see some Cloud9 pressure once again, because even though you have Baron buff on Team Liquid, you still have so many tools for Cloud9. The split pushing, Fizz, that's extremely strong right now. You have a jungler in Rek'Sai that has the global teleport, as well as TF once he gets back up. They can try and counter push in a different lane. Only problem is that Tristana's wave clear. They kind of need TF up for the wave clear. They're doing a decent job buying time for TF to get here, but the Baron-empowered cannon minion is taking its toll.
And FeniX, of course, is really good at stopping sieges. You just win wall up and the range wave clear disappears entirely.
Very true.
Maybe they engage through it, though, which is, of course, always a risk for Cloud9. No win wall means an easier team fight. But health is slowly going down. Whoa, flash engaged by Xpecial. Dives right on in, dies for it. That seemed really miscommunicated. Fizz Shark comes in, double knock up here. High still in the front lines. I don't know if they want this fight, though. Cloud9 in a 4v5. Balls knocked up in the back line. Sneaky's going to go down as well. What a great fight. Team Liquid get a triple kill on the FeniX. Piglet gets a 4th. Only Incarnation left alive. Team Liquid get a lot off this Baron buff and more.
Yeah, I mean, if we give credit during the good cause, you also have to take away from re-engages like that. They could have, Cloud9 could have easily hugged the turret and let Team Liquid leave with the kill. They got a single kill. Sometimes you just got to take your small win and leave it at that.
Absolutely.
But the re-engage there from Cloud9, High on the front lines of it, cost them turret plus inhibitor. Yeah, everything. It cost them everything. So let's take a look at this. Because Xpecial here flashing in. Again, right next to the Alistar, who can just immediately pop the ultimate. It didn't look like, I guess, the rest of Team Liquid were in on that, but this is the re-engage. High went really deep there. And actually got knocked up and allowed a huge ultimate from FeniX.
Yeah, 3-man.
Getting 3 of them, which turned it all around. 2 turrets and an inhibitor, plus 3 extra kills because of that re-engage.
Absolutely massive then. Team Liquid right back in this one. 2 dragons apiece. Turrets basically the same. Both have killed an inhibitor, and it's just a lot of free time now for this Yasuo to farm up the top lane, buy some time. You're 2 minutes away from Dragon. There's no rush here for Team Liquid. You might imagine they're happy to play a little bit more patiently and make sure they don't get picked off by this TF ult that's back up. We'll see how long they want to wait. Minute 28.
Like, there is risk to these aggressive calls that we keep on praising them for, right?
Yeah, true.
This is the reason why you don't see every team going for every opportunity like that, because it can be turned around on you in a fairly spectacular fashion. Now the game got really interesting, though, because both teams have their bases open, 1 inhibitor exposed for each. Dragon's coming up in 1 minute, which isn't quite as big, but it is that number 3, which you really do start to put more and more weight on. At the moment, Cloud9 going to try and put more pressure on the top lane. The bonus here with having a side lane inhibitor down is that if they get this lane pushed up, side lane inhibitors being down, those super minions can eventually, if left untended, take down Nexus turret by themselves.
Yeah, there's the windfall.
The mid lane, in the mid lane, both of the Nexus turrets start shooting the minions at the same time, so they can both basically focus at once and defend themselves. Ball's still up on that top side of the map, looking to keep the pressure.
Yeah, well, you said you expect C9 to keep playing a bit aggressively here. I mean, Balls is up 100 CS over Quas's Nautilus. The actual gold difference is 1,800.
Also, pretty big change here. He's gone for 2 offensive items rather than straight into tank after the Trinity Force. There's no Frozen Heart on him. Because, you know, Corki is basically a caster AD carry. Yasuo, attack speed reduction is one of the best things you can do against Yasuo. So that may be in the cards. TF up top.
And you can see the amount of damage they did to Quas here. The large amount of damage belt, Void Staff third from the TF as well means they can push this. But of course, in comes the rest of Team Liquid.
Oh, they're getting teleported on, and there's nothing the rest of Cloud9 are getting for this.
They got the Dragon off the split. That already got taken down. And now Incarnation's forced to run away. Quas TP's back in. He's going to die through the Zonias, and C9 is going to do what they can to get wave control back. Incarnation will respawn in time for Baron, and the waves are all pushed up anyway. C9 trade a kill for Dragon.
Well, they also have some... they've also been able to get some deep wards in the red buff side jungle of Team Liquid. And this is the weak area. That's the quadrant that Cloud9 want to keep pressing.
That's true. It's also around Baron, so a lot of important objectives on that side of the map. They've gotten the wards for it. More clever plays made. Now, Team Liquid, we've talked about the fact that they win early games so often, and yet the record is 6-4. It seems like they lose so many of these close games. There was one against TSM where all they had to do was stun Bjergsen and they'd kill him, but they chose the wrong targets in team fights. There was a Dignitas game where they had to come back much like this, and then couldn't close out team fights the next time around, and lost another close game here.
Yeah.
We're in, honestly, another similar situation for Team Liquid, where they keep losing games just like this one.
And again, we're kind of looking for them to use a different tactic, but they've once again gone with an AoE 5-on-5 stun layering team fight combo here. Oh, here comes the LemonNation. Combo breaker number 1.
FeniX with a lot of damage. Shark comes through. The exhaust on Balls means not much damage comes through, and Lemon will go down first. The trade that IWillDominate survives with the Locust Shield, and the hard engage picks up 3. C9 gets shattered, and Piglet on the chase towards high. They're going to get at least a turret here, a lot more likely.
Man, that mid lane call costing Cloud9 all the momentum, and Team Liquid are not giving anything back.
Forgot to kill the turret. Well, they delayed their minion wave, actually. That actually might lose them a few crucial seconds. They're going to go for inhibitor turret number 1. Tibbers tanks the turret first, then the cannon minion. Inhibitor itself will go down. Still 12 seconds on any respawns.
All right, they're just going to clean up another.
Oh, Quas wanted to go in. He anchored towards the turret. That would have gotten him killed. Again, we're seeing miscommunications from Team Liquid. Mid inhib goes down, out they run. Now their retreat will be a little bit awkward. Piglet's low on mana, and C9 are respawning. And Dom is low on health. Oh, he misses the anchor. Ulti on a sneaky, the lockup comes through. FeniX with a lot of damage, but doesn't get any kills just yet. High flashes and tries to run. The anchor lands. Piglet gets another kill. Windwall stops the damage. Another one for 0. Now Team Liquid maybe can just go Baron.
It's probably going to be the choice here. No smite either for Cloud9 because High did go down. Let's take a look at how resilient Team Liquid will be inside of the pit.
C9 don't want to give this up.
All right.
Through Shark hits Quas. In comes the engage. Baron's a bit low. LemonNation going to get jumped on. Balls goes down. C9 go for the desperation stop on Baron. They don't get almost anything for it, though. Sneaky tries to buy what time he can. Incarnation does knock a kill down, but it's another 3-for-1 in favor of Team Liquid. Sneaky on the run. Knocks back what he can. Can't quite get the kill. 1 hit left on the Yasuo. A triple kill for Piglet.
Wow, that Yasuo is so good in the Baron baits. All of a sudden, half of your team is cut off. You commit to trying to stop the Baron going all in on the team fight, And your melees are left alone on the inside. Now you're trapped inside the Baron pit with Team Liquid. And FeniX and the boys able to clean up some extra kills. Talking about Baron control after that, they will have a ton of it. So he gets not only the double knockup on the melees, but he also cuts them off.
Yeah. Just gets free time to just deal damage here. Man, and then Incarnation and Sneaky stuck in a 2 versus 5 afterwards. They managed to pick up 1 kill, but yeah, good chase. And then right there.
Yeah, there's the return to Baron after they pick up the extra kills and they've got 2 inhibitors down. It looks like Team Liquid are going to take that mid-game swing of Cloud9 overcommitting and run it all the way back. Baroned up now. They do have the 5-on-5, just group up and layer stuns plus knockups.
Yeah, it's looking very good, Team Liquid. So they got outplayed in the early game. It is certainly impressive stuff by Cloud9. They have played nothing but solidly afterwards here. Team Liquid, top lane tier 2 is down. Going to look for the 3rd and final inhibitor kill. Of course, the other 2 will respawn fairly soon. But they might not need those. Easy wave clear. And they're just going to let the Cannonbin do all the work here.
All right. When will the dive come? Xpecial is already flashed into a turret. So I would expect them to just rush past this. Wind wall goes up. 50% of the turret health goes down.
Most of Ball's health goes down. Dominate goes for the ultimate, will not land a combo as Alistar was disruptive. The engage comes in for C9. The desperation fight comes through. FeniX dominating, still will not go down. Finally gets killed, but it's still a 3-for-1 in favor of Team Liquid. Here comes the dive, here comes the chase. Piglet gets another. Kill goes over to the Gragas. Triple kill for IWillDominate. And turret number 1's going to fall. Turret number 2 to follow. That's going to be the game. 41.5 minutes, and Team Liquid improve yet again, beating up Cloud9.
Woo, yeah, and congratulations to Team Liquid. Sticking to their guns once again.
IWillDominate playing without shoes.
That's
continuing the trend of winning.
It's all the rage, Phreak.
Didn't even have to play Gnar. 8, 2, and 11 for him. The kill leader of his team, actually. IWillDominate on tank Gragas. We talked about the jungler shot callers. High versus Dom, and High was getting a lot of good shots into the first 20 minutes of that game. It looked really good for Cloud9. They had a 4,000 gold lead. And one bad team fight call, and TL took that and refused to let go.
Fan of the FeniX Yasuo now.
Yeah. Apparently in America, science doesn't exist. The thought being that
Shower Shao has enlightened everyone.
But hey, I mean, a good game for Team Liquid. And the question always is, how good really is Cloud9? Like, we had the Team Dragon Knights win last week over Dignitas. He said, well, does that count? It's just one game. Maybe they are not really that strong. And then we saw Dragon Knights have a really good game against TSM, but he said, okay, TDK is a good team now. We'll see them try to rise in the standings. Cloud9 with High. All right, looking pretty solid against Team Liquid. They didn't win, but you were seeing a lot of those glimmers of his old greatness, of his genius shot calling. It's certainly still looking good. At least better than it used to be for C9.
Yeah, I think there's hope now.
Yeah,
because
I think so.
A lot of the problems with Cloud9 before was a lot of the morale as well that comes with losing so many games in a row. And sometimes, you know, even just changing anything to have something to hope for.
And I think the C9 players as well and the C9 fans can look at that game and go like, yeah, dude, we were winning against Team Liquid for the first 20 minutes. That's freaking solid. Good job, High. Good job, players. Like, they seem solid. Now, a loss like that can be disheartening. Like, enemy esports have like 7 losses like that, where they were winning and then they screw it up. And their spirits are down because of that. C9 players and fans, I feel like they're still okay. They're like, yeah, okay, that was a bad team fight, but it's just one team fight. And it's just one game, right? You're like expecting it to be rough at the beginning. High's new to the lineup. High's new to jungling. It'd be ridiculous to expect C9 to win games like this, but to look good in them, I think feels solid.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for. I'm basically suggesting that C9 players and fans should feel good.
Feel solid. Okay.
Feel solid. Yeah, I am still, 80% water, so there's a lot of liquid in this one, but solid overall from C9. And now we've got Rift down on the red side.
Bag of gas.
We've got Rift down on the red side to get the insider's perspective on that team.